author and relationship expert and a good friend of the Tyra Show, Cooper Lawrence, is here. Cooper, I've never seen anybody like Jessica in my almost 5 years of doing the Tyra Show.
Right, I mean, we're sitting here laughing, but this is not funny.
No.
There's some serious issues going on here.
Yeah.
The fact that you've never had a serious relationship, the fact that you have no self-respect, yet you have these two lovely parents here, you don't know where to gather that from. This is a much deeper issue that I think needs some serious therapy. There's nothing funny here.
Is she lashing out at her parents? Because I feel like she's going, pow,
Tyra, it is
pow.
so beyond that. I mean, lashing out at her parents is calling and telling them about it. This is really a deep issue going on here with her. The reality that you have to know is the CDC just reported 19 million cases just this year alone. What month are we in? Of new STDs. You got to be careful, girl.
The
And
CDC
50% of those people are in your age range.
Do you use protection all the time?
Oh yeah, I always use protection. No, I truly do. And because like on Friday he wanted to use it without a condom because he said he wouldn't, and I'm like, no, we have to use a condom because I made sure we have a condom. I don't use a condom during oral sex, but only during regular sex.
Yeah.
You should.
So what is her issue? Because she seems like she has loving parents. I don't understand where this is coming from. Do you?
Well, you know, we're all born with a certain personality that have nothing to do with our parents. Sometimes the parents can be lovely, and then you end up with somebody that is, you know, I mean, look at Jeffrey Dahmer. His parents were lovely.
Yeah.
Not that I'm comparing you, of course. But it's just the idea that, you know, you obviously have something going on that really needs to be addressed. And you're lashing at it, and you're acting out the same way an alcoholic would, or a drug addict would. You're just using sex as your drug.
Okay. Cooper Lawrence? First of all, aren't you proud of Rebecca?
Absolutely.
I mean, she's a 16-year-old baby and is sitting here like a woman, you know, being so honest with her mom.
But she's been asked to be the parent this whole time, so why wouldn't she be here parenting her mother once again?
Exactly.
This makes perfect sense. But I have to say, you know, alcoholics don't want to be alcoholics. They don't do this in a sinister way. Let me see how I can screw up my family. So you have to understand there's a damaged little girl inside of your mother, and it's hard to look at her like that. But there are resources for teens. First of all, there's Al-Anon and Alateen, which is in every city. So if you're in a city and your mom is having the problem, or your dad, there is a resource for you. Also, in certain states, you could have your parent involuntarily committed 30 days to a facility. Wow. And if that program doesn't work, try another, and then try another, and try another, and just keep trying. Because most alcoholics, it takes about 5 to 9 times before it actually really takes, which is why they have these programs built in, expecting you to relapse.
5 to 9 times,
5
Cooper?
to 9 times people tend to relapse before they finally get completely sober.
Wow.
So it's okay if you relapse, but just know that you got to get right back on again and find another program or get back to your program, but you just keep trying.
Cooper, what can you say? Because I don't feel like I feel like they're going to leave the stage and she's going to be reaching out for her father.
Oh, you know, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly what's going on here. I mean, obviously you're still harboring a lot of anger towards her. Plus, she's close with your ex, so you fault her. A lot of parents do that. I mean, that's sort of the premise behind parental alienation. And whether you realize it or not, it's almost a form of emotional abuse. By withholding affection and love from her, but giving it to the other two, it says there's something about her specifically that's not okay with you. And that's emotionally abusive for some kids.
When does she say enough is enough and moves on with her life without her father?
Well, there's two things here. One is you could, if your father's willing to realize that your mother didn't program you against him, and the two of you want to have a new relationship, you really could. You'd have to find something that is unique to the two of you, to have nothing to do with anybody else in your lives. I don't care if it's bowling. Just find something to go do that you two can just get to know each other again as you are now, and leave the past in the past for now.
That's my problem. I live too much in the past. I remember what happened and all this.
When is the point when she says, you know what, Daddy, you're tripping, you make me feel like crap, and I'm moving on?
When she realizes that the men she's dating are reflecting this relationship, and she can't have a good, positive relationship, and she's having sex with anybody that'll have her. Because sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, this man is not... Just because we're connected by DNA doesn't mean that he should be in my life.
And that's what I believe, Cooper. I believe just because
I think it's healthier to move on.
Yeah, we'll be right back.